Hello and welcome to this episode of CrusaderCast. Today we are checking out Kritika Online, a Korean action MMO. This game has a really cool anime, cel-shaded look and reminds me a lot of the Guilty Gear fighting games. It's a heavily instanced MMO with only the villages, which are like the quest hubs, non-instanced. Overall, I had a good time in the pre-open beta test. The gameplay was so different from what I usually play that it didn't get stale quick like a lot of MMOs. That being said though, Kritika's main selling point is the gameplay. There isn't much in the way of a story as far as I could tell, and I didn't participate in any PvP during the beta weekend. I'm sure they do have PvP modes though. The game seems to be based around the unlocking of new abilities and weapons that increase the craziness and over-the-top aspects of combat. It's paced well though. I unlock new abilities rather quickly. As I play through the open beta into release, it will be interesting to see if there are dungeons that allow players to party up. I hope so, because I bet there are a bunch of crazy combos that involve the different classes working together. There are 3 classes in the game, and they're all gender locked by the way, but I could care less. There's a warrior, a rogue, and a mage. And by the way, correct me if I'm wrong, but this may be the first game ever that the mage class has used guns as their primary weapon. It's really awesome. I created a mage initially, and the character customization is pretty limited right now. Not that big of an issue though, since the game is more instanced than open, so clones really aren't that annoying. You really only see them in town, although there are like dozens of players that look exactly like you in town. But it's not too bad, you spend most of your time in these instanced areas. The mage class combat is fun, though it doesn't flow as well as the other 2 classes do. Or I just suck. It has a style similar to the gunplay in the Matrix movies, with quite a bit of magic involved. I have to give the developers props too, just for giving its magic class guns. That's not something you see in MMOs every day, but I want to see more of it. It's really fun. It's really cool. You get the balance of both. You get more realistic stuff and obviously the magic. And here's an example of a quest turn-in, and the art in the game is rather nice. It goes with the cel-shaded look perfectly. After playing this game, I want to see more MMOs that look like pre-rendered anime. It's a really cool style. I know there's an action MMO out there called Dragon's Nest that looks a lot like this, so I'm going to check it out. I've heard my friends like it. Here's a boss fight that shows off more of the skills of the mage. I sucked at playing this class, but it was the most rewarding when the abilities were timed well. It also looked like a good majority of the players in the game were leveling mages, at least when I was online. Honestly, I'm just a big fan of the gun/magic class. It's the only reason I played the Secret World for more than 15 minutes. That game was so disappointing. How could you mess up the X-Files MMO? I wanted that game to be good so bad. I even convinced myself it was for a few lonely, pathetic hours. Well, back to Kritika. At this point I figured out the combat system in the game much better, and leveled a warrior pretty far. While the warrior was probably the least impressive looking class, it was very Dynasty Warriors-ish. I mean, come on, everybody has seen sword combat like this before in a game. It was the most balanced and felt the most natural in the game control-wise. I also really like the animations around the sword. I mean, you can't get any more anime stylized than that. The super fast ninja gameplay of the rogue class was awesome too. I'll probably end up leveling a rogue and a mage. The warrior didn't do too much for me. Comment below if you want more Kritika gameplay or commentary, and as always, please subscribe and share if you enjoyed the video. And check out the link below to our giveaway this week. Adios!